Hello, welcome to Drumchapel St.Andrew's virtual church. Thanks so much for checking in today. It is good to be able to connect with you. And a happy Easter to all of you. It's just a weird time this year because the world still feels a very surreal place right now. Normally on Easter morning at dawn, we would be at Mugdock Park out in the countryside looking out over the water, seeing the trees, hearing the birds. And it's just a very special moment, very early on Easter morning, to just have a sense of nature, of new life, of all the things round about us. And although we're still living in a very surreal world like right now, I hope that perhaps this will be a moment where we just take some time out from everything that's going on, a time just to be in our own space, a moment to reflect, a moment to touch Easter and think about what Easter really means to us here now and what we're living at the moment. The message of Easter is new life. And I think we're so lucky in this part of the world that Easter comes at springtime when we see all around us different signs of new life. It's nice to see lighter days and to feel that the world is moving to a new place. And Easter brings with it a sense of hope, even in the difficult situation that we're living with just now. The message of Easter is one of hope, that hard things don't last forever, and that there are doors to open, a new life, and there are always ways of moving to a new place or finding strength in the place that we're in right now. So I hope this service will remind us of that message of hope. I hope that despite our distance, our love will connect us. And I hope that you will have a good Easter day today. Pause me and listen to the songs during our service today. Because it's Easter Sunday, you get a bonus song. So I've put up a list on our Facebook page of a link to the songs on YouTube. So at each point when we have a song, then I'll just ask you to pause and then you can check out the song that we'll do at that point. And our first song for today is Morning Has Broken. So pause me and listen to song. Good news for today is I had an email this week from Sainsbury's to say that they have removed all restrictions on Easter eggs, so you can buy as many Easter eggs as you like. And today, as we share together, I hope we'll maybe roll an Easter egg, find a space somewhere to be able to remind us that this is a good day, and that as we share together, we remember our hope, we remember the new life of Easter time. I hope today, in whatever ways we can, that we will just have a sense of sharing. Normally at this point we would do our time of sharing, and there will be things in all of our lives that we would love to be able to share with each other. So at this time, let's just take a moment in our hearts to remember the people who are part of our church family. And it is fabulous to have so many of you who belong to our church family tuning in, because this time has brought us together across the distance, and it's brought so many more people to belong to our church family. So it's good to have you here for Easter today. Also remember that it's a birthday spot as well, and if it is your birthday last week, this week, happy birthday to you. I hope that you will have a good day for your birthday as well, and good wishes to you today. Have you ever seen something that isn't there? I don't mean in your imagination, but actually seen something that isn't there. Obviously, you haven't. Or have you? I'm going to show you a picture. And when you look at that picture, can you see a white square right in the centre of the picture? Are you sure? That I'm not going to ask you whether it's real, because we all know it's real. We can all see it. You can see that square because of the things that are round about it. That's what makes you see that white square. Can you see Easter? What makes you see Easter is the things that are round about it. You look at the difference that it makes when you have hope, when you want to believe in the future, when you feel a sense of new life, even if things are hard right now. It feels like the world needs Easter right now. A sense of hope, a sense of love, a sense of new life, a sense that hard things are not ever the end of the story. When you feel that, and when you live it, that's when everyone else will see Easter too. Because it's the things around Easter that help us to know that it's real. Let's do a prayer. Let's pray. God, I want to touch Easter today. I want to touch new life. I want to feel hope for the future. I recognise that love will always come through in the end, no matter how hard things seem to be. I want to believe that hard times are never the end of the story. And I want to have a sense that today I have somewhere to go. And however hard this situation we're living right now, I have something to celebrate. Amen. Time for you to pause me now and to listen to our next song, which is the Seed Song. And you can pick that up from the link to YouTube. Let's do a prayer. Just for a moment, I feel the silence of a new day. Of my heart. Of my life. In this moment, I feel my heart beating. I feel my breathing. I listen to the sounds around me, in my home, outside in the world, in my world. In this moment, the world is alive. I am alive. I know right now the world is not how I want it to be. It feels a dark and scary place right now. And I realise that's how the first ever Easter morning must have felt. God, in this moment, I want to catch the new life of Easter. To believe that death is not the end of the story. To feel sunshine after the rain. To see hope shining through the darkest of places. To know that I am bigger than anything I ever have to face. In this moment, I want to strip away all the things that make me unsettled, anxious, and just breathe life. Today is Easter, and I feel the new life and the energy of this moment, inspiring me for what lies ahead. The world feels uncertain, but above that, and beyond that, and through that, there is hope. In this moment, somehow I step out of time and feel a sense of how awesome life is. Today I touch new life, and I will allow myself to see the world in a new light. I value the people around me, and I fill the distance between us with love. I value the people who care for me and who spare a moment to let me know. I value those who are working to make our country and our world as safe as it can be right now. I've recognised in this time how many people are in what are classed as essential jobs and have to put themselves out there. I value all who belong to or who are connected with our church family, and all who belong to the 3D family. Today, a moment to think of each one. A moment for our families, our friends, and those in our hearts. A moment for those I don't know, but still care for. I value everyone who makes a difference in my life, in whatever way. May each one of us recognise the unique part we play in bringing light to others and to the world in this dark time. Amen. Going to read a bit from the Bible now. It's one of the Easter stories, and it's the story of early morning at Jesus' tomb on Easter Sunday. It's John chapter 20 from verse 1 through 12. Early on Sunday morning, when it was still dark, Mary Magdalene went to the tomb and saw that the stone had been taken away from the entrance. She went running to Simon Peter and the other disciple whom Jesus loved and told them, "They've taken the Lord from the tomb, and we don't know where they've put him." Then Peter and the other disciple went to the tomb. The two of them were running, but the other disciple ran faster than Peter and reached the tomb first. He bent over and saw the linen cloths, but he didn't go in. Behind him came Simon Peter, and he went straight into the tomb. He saw the linen cloths lying there, and the cloth which had been around Jesus' head. It wasn't lying with the linen cloths, but was rolled up by itself. Then the other disciple, who had reached the tomb first, also went in. He saw and believed. They still didn't understand the scripture which said that he must rise from death. Then the disciples went back home. Mary stood crying outside the tomb. While she was still crying, she bent over and looked in the tomb and saw two angels there, dressed in white, sitting where the body of Jesus had been, one at the head and the other at the feet. Time to pause me and to click on the link for our next song, which is "Led Like a Lamb to the Slaughter." I'm going to read a piece which is called "If I Stopped," and it's written by Martin Rowe. If I stopped, if I was quiet for a minute, if I was calm, if I was silent, if I was still. If I turned everyone down, if I switched everything off, if I ceased looking everywhere all at once, if I was silent, if I was still, if I slowed right down, if I simply sat here, there, anywhere, if I stopped, would you be there? Would you speak to me? Would I be able to hear you? Would I know it was you? Would it be worth it? If I stopped, would it be long enough? If I was silent, would I hear anything? If I heard something, would I know it was you? If I did, would I be interested? If I was, would I stop again? Time to pause me and to listen to our next song, which is Wish You Were Here. Susan Jeffers said, "My life is beautiful. I have it all. But even in the sunshine, one has to cry sometimes." The Easter story is a sort of insight into life, the emotions, the hopes, and the fears. We talk about celebrating Easter, about new life. But Easter morning was a hard place to be. The reality of new life doesn't come till further down the line. Mary Magdalene is making her way to Jesus' tomb, trying to come to terms with a new normal. It's an indescribably hard place to be. But she knows this is how things are. And then suddenly, everything is blown apart. I totally get the sense of this story. Mary deals with the hard stuff, impossibly hard stuff. But what she struggles to deal with is uncertainty. Not knowing is the worst. That's me. I know I will often risk losing something good because I can't live with uncertainty. Look what happens in today's story. Mary went to the tomb. Hard for her, but calm. She sees it's open and she runs. Peter and John run. Uncertainty and perspective gets hard to find. Everything becomes urgent. You need to do something. It all feels crucial. Sometimes you just need to take a breath. Be in the moment. Very few things are as crucial as we think they are. Sometimes you just have to make space to take things in. Because when you do, when you slow down, suddenly the whole of life seems that little easier to deal with. In the movie The Revenant, Hugh Glass's wife says, "When there is a storm and you stand in front of a tree, if you look at its branches, you swear it will fall. But if you watch the trunk, you will see its stability." Sometimes in the hard bits of life, you've got to see past the branches to the trunk. A couple of months ago, obviously, a guy came to my door. When I opened it, he said, "Am I in the right place?" I don't really know how to answer that. I guess it depends what you're looking for. Turns out he wasn't in the right place. Easter morning. Am I in the right place? What am I looking for today? Could this be a moment to catch a sense of something bigger? Not about everything making sense, but a moment to think the unthinkable. A moment to believe. A moment to dream. A sense of the future. If I can help it, I will avoid taking risks. I don't mean health risks. I'm meaning life risks. Do you know that point where actually you could do something significant, but you just get scared and you let it go? I'd be way better with going to the tomb than finding the empty tomb. I'm quite good at doing hard stuff, although I'll hurt like crazy. I'm not so good at living with uncertainty. A couple of years ago, I got a phone call. Kieran from Stephen Jarden's show on BBC Scotland. He was asking me to be a studio guest to talk about Easter. What an amazing opportunity. What a privilege to be asked to do that. There was nothing else I had to do at that particular time. I had other stuff on, but there was nothing that couldn't be changed. I said no. Why did I say no? Because I'm scared. I don't want to show myself up. I'm not thinking I could be on the radio and say something really powerful here. I'm thinking I could be on the radio and say something really stupid here. I thought about it and phoned Kieran back and said that I would do it. Why would I not? And it was a good experience. And actually, what you're doing is way bigger than the details of something. What you see in the big picture is more important than what you see in a tiny fragment. Don't miss out on something in life because you're scared. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Push that door. Take that opportunity. Because perhaps this is a time where we can prepare ourselves for the life opportunities that will come our way once this is all over. It feels like that's what Easter's about. Having the courage to put yourself in that hard place where amazing things can happen. Where you might get hurt or disappointed. Not being afraid of uncertainty. Because often uncertainty is the moment before something fabulous happens. Maybe this is a moment to reset where you're at. To recognize who you are and who you can be. To see the light inside yourself. To feel the energy in who you are. If Easter is about new life, new beginnings, then it's about allowing yourself to imagine the unthinkable. To discover that what you thought you could only dream can become your reality. Today could be the start of an amazing journey. Jamie Polinetti said, Limitations live only in our minds, but if we use our imagination, our possibilities become limitless. Let's do a prayer. God, I want to be inspired to make this hard place I'm living right now a place where I begin a new journey, a place where I touch new life and look forward to it playing out in the days ahead. I want to see a light shining in the darkness and feel hope shining through the uncertainty. Amen. I invite you to share a moment of reflection now. The link for it is on our page. The song that we're going to listen to in this moment of reflection is called Love, Peace and Wisdom. Take a moment just to be in the words and in the music of that song. Now I'm going to ask you to pause me again, and our next song is Thine Be the Glory. Thanks so much for checking in for today's service. It is lovely to feel a connection with you, and it's lovely to feel that as we have shared together, people all over the world, we've shared it as a family, and that the love that we share with one another, whether or not we've even met, is a love that binds us together and gives us a connection as we share the hope of Easter, as we look forward to the journey that lies ahead of us. Take care and stay safe. Our closing song, if you want to pause me for that, is Love Changes Everything. And then if you want to click straight on from that to our closing prayer, which is may God's blessing surround you today. I hope you have a happy Easter. I hope that your Easter will be a shining one for you in what it points to you for the way ahead. And I hope that you will have a good Easter week ahead of you. Take care.